Hello everyone, this is Eller Thomas, the author of Moving Forward Courageously, the 7 Secrets to Restoring Love, Money, and Happiness in Your Life. What we're going to discuss today is there life after divorce? The answer to that question is simple. Yes, thankfully, yes, there is life after divorce. However, you're going to have hope. That's going to be very key. Hope is the foundation on which everything we do right now is going to help us restore and rebuild our lives. But one thing I realized is that there are going to be 3 decisions you're going to have to make before you can actually live life after divorce without bringing a whole lot of baggage with you. The first decision you're going to have to make is choose to accept it. Understand that's not what you want to hear. How do I accept the fact that the mate I've had that I thought I was going to live with the rest of my life with is no longer in my life? What is it that I did to actually make this situation happen? Or what is it that they did that caused this demise of our marital ties? You know what? Unfortunately, it really doesn't matter at this point who did what and who said what to actually bring the relationship to an end. The first and foremost thing you have to understand is that I can no longer live in denial. If you're like me, there was a spark of opportunity, despite what my spouse may have said, that she said it was over, it's over, it's over, and I would not accept it in my heart because my ideas about marriage was perhaps stronger than hers. I was believing until the end. Now, thankfully, there wasn't any adulterous activity going on or any physical abuse. I do not condone any of that in any relationship. But what I would say is that since her mindset was not the same as mine, she thought the marriage was just more of a piece of paper, and I thought it more of a lifelong tie. We already had issues going back and forth. That was a huge disagreement. However, when I realized that I had to accept the fact that she was not coming back into the circle, no matter how much I tried, no matter how many luncheons or dinners or conversations that we've had, I had to realize that her heart was no longer in the marriage, and mine still was. You have to get to the point that, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and just move forward. I'm going to accept this. The moment I accept this is the moment I can start healing from this very painful experience. Now, the second decision you're going to have to make is you're going to have to choose to forgive. You're going to have to choose to forgive your spouse for what he or she has done to you, no matter how harmful, no matter how problematic or adverse the situation has become. You have to forgive your spouse. That is the only other way you're going to be able to start healing, so you can start living life after divorce. When we got married, I'm sure we didn't think about getting divorced, right? We said I do with the ideas and the commitment of I'm going to be with you forever, to death do us part. Well, unfortunately, we got to remember why did some people get married? Some people wanted just the wedding rather than the marriage. I'm not sure. However, I do know that you're going to have to choose to forgive yourself for every action and every word that you've said, as well as what your former spouse has done as well. Third decision you're going to have to make is choose not to look back. I know this is difficult. We always have this pending thought that, you know what, maybe things could change around. Maybe with God's help, maybe we're going to have an opportunity to restore our marital foundation. I'm all for restoration of marriages. Believe me, I love the constitution of marriage. I love the idea of 2 individuals living a life forever and ever, enjoying each other through the ups and the downs. However, if an individual, especially your former spouse, has decided that he or she has totally cut themselves off from the marriage, you're going to have to take a look in the mirror and say, you know what? I cannot look back. Looking backwards does not allow you to embrace and see your future. God has greater things in store for you. I know that's really difficult to digest at this particular time in your life, and I don't even know how long you've been divorced or are you getting ready to enter into the divorce atmosphere. However, I want to show you this. You're going to have to choose not to look back. Please don't look back. If you've done everything you possibly can do in your power to restore the relationship and your spouse is not cooperating with you, and the time has passed by, you have to get to the point and say, enough is enough. I have to move forward. I love you still, but yet I myself have to move forward. How many people have stayed in situations with the optimism of, you know what, things are going to work out, and only to find themselves later that I should have moved on? Well, go heal. As you're healing, no need to look back. If your former spouse has said it's over, it's done, and if you try rectifying the situation, I want you to say, look, you have permission to move forward and not look back. If there's kids involved, definitely stay a great parent for the kids. If you can some way, shape, or form reinstill or reestablish the friendship that you and your former mate have done for the sake of the kids, but yet your happiness is your ultimate desire and as well as your ultimate goal. Whatever you do, look forward to what God has got in front of you. Now, as I told you before, there's 3 decisions that we have to make before we can start living life after divorce. You have to choose to accept the fact that my marriage has come to an end. I am now preparing myself for a single life. Also, you cannot live in denial. Denial does nothing for anyone in this particular situation. You have to choose to forgive. Forgive yourself, regardless of what you have done, what you have said. I'm not sure what your situation was, but ensure that you have to forgive yourself to start the healing process faster if you do not forgive. Also forgive your spouse, your former spouse, and pray for him or her. May blessings be upon them. You have to release yourself. Forgiveness is not for the culprits that have done you wrong or the one who's doing the wrong. Forgiveness for the individual is who's doing the forgiving to set free, to set that particular person free. Third, choose not to look back. I know, again, like I said, this is not very popular, but for a person who actually has thought about suicide and being depressed and staying in his house for long lengths of time, it's not worth it. There's a deterioration of your spirit and your mind and your physical body the moment that you continue to keep looking back, asking yourself, what if? If you've done everything you possibly can to rectify the situation, as I said before, there's no need to look back because your future is ahead of you. That's why my book is titled Moving Forward Courageously. I didn't say it was going to be easy, and divorce is one of the pillars that I speak about, or the topics I discuss in depth. And I encourage you, if you're looking for a way to move forward courageously, spiritually, mentally, financially, physically, especially after divorce, definitely pick up Moving Forward Courageously. You can get it at IamMFC.com, and there's an excerpt there that you can read, not necessarily about the topic, but to give you an idea of the voice that I have as I was writing the book. I look forward to your success, especially you living life on your own terms following divorce. Look forward to talking to you soon.